Hello witchy people, back for another baneful look at some herbs and plants on a HedgeWitch view. Today we are choosing hemlock. Now I'm choosing poison hemlock, not water hemlock. They are different. Okay, CONIUM maculatum is hemlock. Poison hemlock, just normal hemlock. Very common in England. It's most famous for being drunk by Socrates and obviously poisoned and died in 399 BC or around about 400 BC, something like that. And it seems that not all the deaths caused by hemlock were as peaceful and calm as Plato said of his teacher Socrates. However, all this about deaths through hemlock being violent are probably misconstrued and attributed to probably aconite, which causes a very violent death. And we know how poison hemlock reacts to the body because of a scholar named, or a British doctor called John Harley, and I shall read what he wrote. He took small amounts of hemlock experimentally and reported his remarkable findings in 1869. There was a distinct impairment of motor power, he wrote. I felt, so to speak, that the go was taken out of me. He continued, the legs felt as if they would soon be too weak to support me. The mind remained perfectly clear and calm, and the brain active throughout, but the body seemed heavy and well nigh asleep. And that's what John Harley discovered. Brave person taking hemlock. Young plants have these like finely cut leaves and very pointed taproot. A lot of baneful plants do have this pointed taproot, which in early spring, this taproot can be mistaken for carrots or even parsley. They're all part of the same genus, family. But in one growing season, they can grow to over 8 feet tall. They have these like umbels of delicate little white flowers at the top. It's a big bouquets of like these tiny little white flowers, which closely resemble another plant called Queen Anne's lace. The stems are hollow, and the purple blotches that are found on the stems were sometimes called Socrates' blood. Now, children have been known to be placed... Sorry, there's a piece of hair there, it's really annoying me. Children have been known to be placed in danger because of the hollow stems. They used to pick them and use them as what we used to call grass whistles. And of course, the sap is toxic. It grows throughout the northern hemisphere in wet soil, coastal areas. And if you're in any doubt of what this plant is, crush the leaves or the stem, but definitely crush the leaves, and they have quite a dank, earthy smell, which is reminiscent of just picked parsnips or mice. It has that musty, earthy smell, so that's how you know it's poison hemlock. It's not the same as, once again, as water hemlock. Water hemlock does not have this distinct musty smell. So this is just poison hemlock. So once again, some of the relatives and other plants in this usually harmless family of plants, that quite a lot of them are harmless, include dill, celery, carrots, fennel, parsley and anise. But anise is slightly different because if you eat it in big enough quantities, anise can be poisonous too. So that's not a completely harmless plant. The alkaloid, once again, poison. It's an alkaloid poison in hemlock is coniine. and it's most concentrated in the seeds of the plant. As little as 6 leaves of the plant. Bear in mind, it's not the seeds, just leaves. 6 leaves are enough to kill an adult male. So beware this baneful powerhouse of a poison. Magical uses include consecration, usually in funeral rites, and spells concerning immortality and longevity. You can use it in spells and magical works to paralyse not just a person or an emotionally paralysed person, but paralyse a situation. It's in folk magic, it's used for spell work concerning chastity and impotency spells, so to make men impotent. Due to the suggestions of the toxins in it, as described by the good British doctor there, there is this suggestion that you're able to loosen the soul from the body. So it's also used in astral projection, astral travel. It's been long associated with witches in England and Britain. It is native to Britain. And it is connected to Hecate. Its ruling planet is Saturn. Oh, it's all connected to Lilith and Kali. So its ruling planet is Saturn, and its elements are both water and earth. Now, it also has historical and mythological connections to Ceres and Medea, who used poison hemlock to, shall we say, to rid themselves of their male enemies. It's a powerful plant in consecration, as I said, and it's sometimes used in a very large infusion of oil to anoint ritual tools, talismans, destructive charms, and when rubbed directly onto the skin, I do not suggest you do it, but when rubbed directly into the skin, that can give you this feeling of floating or hovering in the air. That's the cat coming in the door. Almost of gliding. Meow, hello. And come on then. Come on then. Hello. And hence its use in witches' flying ointments. So bearing in mind how widespread this plant is in England, I think because of its toxicity, it hasn't got really much of a history in the same way that perhaps belladonna has, or henbane has. Once again, I advise you to find something else that you can use instead. It is an incredibly powerful herb. Like I said, 6 leaves can kill a fully grown man. So that's it. That's poison hemlock. And next I will go on to water hemlock. Hello, kitty. And explain. There's a couple of little differences. That's all. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, witchy people. Bye for now.